Yeah. Well, that's pretty obvious, I would think. It's when it starts heating up around here and the wind was, there was a pretty good breeze circling, I guess. And good hitting team over there. I mean, they hit a lot of home runs. So it was one of those days, and we outlasted them. It was a hell of a game. Really a hell of a series. So we feel good today. That's for sure. They got a little tight, but our new big acquisition came through. He's got a lot of guts.
John, can you just explain why you didn't go to Osuna in that situation?
Well, he was down today. He'd been hanging a little bit the last couple of days, so we said we're not gonna pitch him. So he's hanging, his arms hanging. Yeah, a lot of work. As a matter of fact, I think you asked me that on Saturday or something, and I dismissed you, didn't I?
So you were lying.
It's not a lie if we know the truth. He was a little sore. I mean, nothing major, but you know what? We can't afford to lose him. He's been carrying a pretty big workload,
Aaron seemed a little off today. I know Dane went to talk to him a couple of times. Was it a matter of just reminding him of some mechanical things that he saw?
Well, hey, a big part of it, too. I think it was just one of those days, they swing it, ball was up a little bit. I thought maybe we mentioned talking about Stroman the other day, getting on the side of the ball a little bit, so it was more running action than downward action, But they hit, I don't want to, blame it on him being off. I mean, it was one of those days, they come out swinging. It's a great hitting day, and you get the ball elevated, it's going to go. So, it's one of those games that sometimes doesn't matter who's pitching that day. It's going to be tough to get clean innings, and you just got to try to outlast them,
This was one of those days where you actually got a couple of innings where you had multiple runs and really didn't have, you had the one big 3-run homer, but a lot of it was opposite field hitting. Is that kind of something that you like to see?
Yeah, Kenny, well, that's what good hitters do, and that's, if you're not going to hit home runs, you're not going to hit them every time you go up there. I mean, that's just good hitting, taking what they give you and shooting the ball around the field, and we're fully capable of that. But, you mentioned the 3-run homer, by Russ. That's the key to the game right there. It's a 1-run game, and, against one of their better relievers, Gibbons, and, that gave us a little breathing room. And then tip my hat to Venditti. Came in, and he's been up and down the last few days, hadn't been in there, and did a heck of a job.
John, can you update us on Bautista's condition?
Yeah, he should be good. He should be good to go tomorrow as a DH.
Gibby, you talked about Russ. What are you seeing in his approach right now at the plate?
Well, he's taking good swings. I think he's settling in a little bit. He's on time. Really kind of, you can throw it on them all. When they start hitting, it's the same damn thing. In reality, that's what it is. It's tough to hit a baseball, and a lot of times the simplest thing, get at your timing, whatever, your shoulder, whatever, gets a little bit out of whack. It makes it that much tougher. And generally, that's what happens to all of them. As far as the catcher goes, Russ gets beat up. His hands and his legs. He's tired when he goes up to the plate. It's getting to be that time of year, and your hands are always sore. So that adds, makes it that much tougher on catchers to hit too. So, pardon me?
That rest that you gave him yesterday, do you feel like that helped him? And is that something that we could see a little bit more of here down the line?
Well, we're getting to that time of the season where day games after night games, he's not playing regardless of who's pitching. Just for his sake, and I think that'll help him throughout the rest of the year.
Just because we couldn't get you this morning, any update on Tulo?
No.
John, that really poor inning that Aaron had, I guess perhaps people wondering why you left him in as long as you did. That was a decision that you were going to stick with no matter how much damage came.
Well, yeah, he's one of our guys, one of our top guys, and you want to let him get that final out so he's got a decision. You know, sometimes you're at a point in the game, you think, now if that's a sixth inning, it's different, you know. But he's looking at the decisions. A lot of times I look at, hey, this is your game, man. Do with it what you're going to do, you know. And, you know, we've seen a little bit this year, you yank a guy in the middle innings, it hadn't gone real well, you know. So, but, and it was one of those days I looked like, geez, he's got nothing or he's out of gas. I didn't see that. And he's, you know, a ground ball or strikeout away from getting out of the inning. That's just what he did, so. Is that what the fans were thinking? Okay.
Okay, last question.
John, Chavez has been really good for you last 4 or 5 times out. What are you seeing from him right now?
Devin Travis?
Sorry, Jesse Chavez.
Oh, yeah, Jesse. Well, you know what? I think, to be honest, I think his stuff's sharper than it was early on. You know, he's sticking, he's hitting his corners a little better, and that's kind of what he was. Jesse's always had a good arm. I mean, he really used to throw hard, but when he established himself in the big leagues, when he could start, he'd paint the corners pretty good, you know, great control. And I thought that was a little off early in the year. And he's one of the, I mean, he's very durable, you know, but he's on fumes too right now. A lot of those guys are. But it comes down to that because his big pitch is his cutter, and when he's able to, you know, paint it away to left-handers and things like that, and you know, that one ball to strike on the right-handers. But yeah, he's in a nice little groove right now.
Thank you, Gibby.
Okay.